Hi positive viewers, Positive right here. Today with another book chat for the first time this year in 2019. And today we're going to be book chatting The Wonderful, The Wicked King by Holly Black. I read The Cruel Prince last year in like August and I loved it so much, and you should go watch my book chat on it because I loved it and I raved about it for like a long time. But now this is the sequel. It came out on January 8th and I read it in the same night that it came out, and we gotta talk. So I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first book though. I gave it a 4 stars, I believe, and I don't know, I just didn't like it as much, but it was still an amazing book, and we have notes and stuff, so we're gonna talk about those things today. Jude is still my favorite character. She didn't mess anything up for me. But yeah, so we're just gonna start talking about this. The first kind of big thing that happened to me, in my opinion, was Nakasia. I think it's her name. Yeah, Nakasia almost shot Carden because basically Carden was like having this party with Locke or whatever, and then like had some servants or whatever got brought back to their rooms, and then he woke up and apparently there were like bullet holes in like his freaking bed and like his sheets or whatever near him, and everybody was like, who had done this? And then basically they figured out that there was some place in the walls, and Jude went through the wall to find out who had done this, and it was Nakasia, his like old love or whatever that Locke stole from him or whatever. And basically she wasn't even trying to kill him, she was trying to shoot the girl he was with because she was so angry at him being with someone else. It was just really tragic, but like that was the first thing. I just kind of thought it was probably funny. She told Nakasia she'd lie for her if she did something for her, and then she said this line that I love. Jude is always snappy with her lines. I love her so much. Once she laughed at my humiliation, now I could gloat before hers, because basically she was gonna tell everybody that, oh, she's the one who basically almost shot the High King, or you know, she wasn't, if she told her something. And I was just like, Jude is just so amazing. Like, I just really love her so much, just knowing and reveling in the fact that she has that power even though she doesn't act on it. She's just such an amazing character. I freaking love her. Like, she gets stuff done. She makes sure all the stuff that she needs is in place, and it's just amazing. I freaking love her for it. She went back to the room and they basically moved him because she didn't think he was safe or whatever. So she moved him to her room because that's the only place that she felt like he would be safe. And then they were in there, and he was like, for a moment I wondered if it wasn't you shooting bolts at me. And then she said, and what made you decide it wasn't? And he said, they missed. I love them. My little hate to love crackhead. Nakasia told Jude that someone close to her that she trusted was gonna betray her. And I was like, who is it gonna be? Okay, because one thing I did go into this book expecting by the end, because everybody says they hate Carden after this book. Even people who love him say that he did something in this book to warrant being hated. So I was waiting for the end, like, what does he do? Like, it didn't happen until like the very end, like the last few pages, and I was just really shook. But anyway, we're gonna get to that. She met with the old Sensual, and he told her that she should learn to juggle better. Then he did, because he's not the Sensual anymore, and he didn't juggle things as good as he should have. And he said that it seems like she's trying to do too many things at once, and that everything is going to come crashing down like he did, like the things that he was juggling then did. He's like one of those people who are like wise or whatever in the book. They maybe can see the future, maybe, but like they're basically like wise. They have wisdom or some type of knowledge, and try to help the main character, but like low-key not try to help because they're trash. But basically, yes, and that's what I kept feeling like in this book. Like, Jude had snapped in the Cruel Prince. Like, everything was going well for her, she snapped. But in this book I really felt like she was gonna try and do too many things, or like something was gonna happen and everything was just gonna come crashing down. And yes, that kind of happened at the end. So they were at this festival thing, and Locke had a thing planned where they trick a mortal girl into thinking that she was being crowned, but actually throw insults at her. And the girl he chose was Jude, and I legitimately started screaming. He's like, oh, our own Jude do what? I was like, no! I freaking hate seeing, I said I don't like seeing my queen humiliated. That's obviously a thing. But I really just hate seeing people in power that I love being humiliated. Like, they have so much influence and power and stuff, and then they just get like reduced to whatever because someone doesn't like them. I just hate that. Anyway, she took off her dress because basically what Jude does is if somebody's trying to humiliate her or make her feel bad or anything, she turns it back on them, or at least tries to regain some control, and I love her so much for it. So basically they had this dress and this crown they were going to put on this mock mortal girl that they usually trick into doing whatever. So instead of them just putting it over her actual clothes, she took off her dress and was like, wait a minute, y'all, and took it off. Basically made a skeptical of, oh my god, a spectacle of herself. And like, you know, I had to stand because I just love her so much. Like, she's just amazing. Her and Carden say I hate you like it's their version of I love you, because literally, like, she was like, oh, I hate you, and like, say it again. Like, what? I don't know. It's like their form of affection. Like, I don't know. She commanded the crowd, because what happened was, during this time where they were trying to humiliate her or whatever, Locke was actually trying to humiliate her and Carden, and they came out together or whatever, and then she said something against him, and like the crowd was like trying to figure out how to feel about that, and basically it was like a one-up to him, because he said something about her being like distressing or something, and then she said something to him. And it was just really nice, you know. She's always one-upping people. She's just the best. Carden keeps ordering her, and I'm not happy about it, because what happened was, you all know what happened in the last book was, she got him to sign on for 1 year and a day of her service. And that basically means in the fairy world, because fairies are bound to magic or whatever, that if you say you're going to be in service to this person for 1 year and a day, you have to do whatever they say. If they say, I command you, you will do whatever it is. And Jude obviously is a human. She's not bound by anything. But basically, he was throughout this book, kept telling her to do things, like ordering her to do stuff. And I was like, huh? Never. Not today. I wasn't having it. Okay, look, because I wrote this note about being angry because he kept ordering her around, right? The next time he did it, she wasn't standing for it. This is my note after the note that I just wrote, that I just read. I wrote that note, and the next time he ordered her to do something, she said, give me an order again, and I will show you the true shame. Locke's games will be as nothing to what I can make you do. And she didn't do what he said. Like, she was like, forget you. Like, and Jude is just the strongest. I really love her so much. Like, she does not take any nonsense. Like, she might have did it a couple times, but no, not again. She never lets me down. Anytime I think I might have to stop standing, she never lets me down. She always gives me a reason to come back stronger and stand her more. And you know, she's just that human being, you know. I found this thing in this library or something, and it was like a snow globe or something, but it was kind of like memories encased in whatever it was. And one of the memories was of Carden and his mom, and he basically could not get her attention until he like started beating up another kid or something. And basically what the consensus was that he got thrown out or whatever of his mom's house eventually, and no one would approve of him unless he was awful or pay attention to him. And that's just really bad, and we know Belkin's trash, so it was just like sad. I did not like their sensual scene. It was the only smut scene in the book, and I really disliked it because everybody kept talking about it. People who had read it were talking about it. People who hadn't read it were expecting it, and I just was very let down. It was really garbage, to be honest. It was kind of confusing, and it was just bad. Like, I'm just thinking about it now, and I can't really name anything I really enjoyed about it. I didn't, so that's why I said, and when he was trying to like use his charms on her, I just didn't like it. It was like seeing a side of Jude I never want to see again. That's what I said, and that was like it was, because basically what happened was she was telling him to try his charms on, I think, Nicasia, and to get some information out of her, and he was like, oh, like this, and he started doing it on her, and it was just like, I really disliked it. It was generic. But during this whole book, the wedding is like the be-all, end-all, because it's Locke and her sister Taryn's wedding. So she's doing all this stuff kind of to prepare, because Taryn wants her there and they're trying to rekindle their relationship, whatever. So she goes and gets her whole present and stuff, and she's going to the house because she's in the bridal party or whatever, and she's going to get ready with her sisters. And she's going to the house, and she's in the woods, and then these random group of knights attack her, and she ends up killing one of them and then injuring another one. And then she gets to the palace or whatever, but she's pretty injured too. And then when they get to the wedding, turns out it was Locke, because Locke was limping like the person that she injured. And he has the earrings that she dropped in her bag on the way, like trying to escape. It was just like, really? Like, Locke is garbage, but she basically threatened him another time in the book that probably was like revenge for that. I don't know, you know, he's just a garbage person. And here we go, this is like basically the end of the book. The book is not that long, so not that much happened, but it's a really good book because it was interesting enough that even if it was short, it felt like a lot of stuff happened. It was just really good. But anyway, so during this wedding, I'm pretty sure, the Sea People are also a big thing in this. I don't have them on here, but the Sea People have been contacting Belkin in jail and basically telling him that he's going to get all this power or whatever, and they're going to take down the elf fame king people, you know, Carden and all his people. And basically they keep, you know, saying this, and they keep trying to, I don't even know, like trying to attack or whatever. But somehow they got a hold of Jude. She was going to do something, and then she was with the ghost from her not court of nightmares, it was like Shadow of Nightmares or something. I can't remember, they might have been the court of nightmares, Court of Shadows, I really forgot. But anywho, so they were together, and turned out he was working like for somebody else or something, and he basically betrayed her. That was the first betrayal. We have like 3 more. Just strap yourself in, y'all. But anywho, he betrayed her, and then the water people took her, and her being a human, they didn't know about Dane's thing that he put over her, his Geas or whatever you call it, that makes her not like susceptible to like fairy mind control, and they thought that she didn't have this. They didn't know she had it. So basically they were telling her, you're gonna do all that we say, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, and basically they told her to go. Belkin is the main one doing this because he doesn't like Cardin and he wants the throne or whatever. So he basically like, you're gonna go back to the place and you're gonna kill Cardin and blah blah blah. And she has to act like, you know, okay, because she can't whatever. So basically the plan to kill Cardin is he gave her some poison, and he's like, you're gonna slip this into his drink, whatever. So she gets back to the mortal world because Cardin bargains for her because he lets all the people from the sea come and attack a part of his land because Jude is that important. So Jude comes back and she's acting all whatever, and she goes and she tells him about the stuff or whatever, and they figure out that she's for real, and they go to this masquerade party. She goes to this masquerade party with everybody, and then she's not going to actually poison him, obviously, but she has the poison on her because that was the plan, and Belkin gave it to her, whatever. But then they go to the place, right, and Cardin is, you think he's drunk, but then she kisses Cardin, and then she figures out that he has a poison, he's been poisoned, because she's been taking poison like the entire book. So basically, that's the thing. She's like, how did this happen? And basically, Belkin figures it out too, because basically he had a whole plan that did not involve her, because he ended up being like, oh, empty your pockets, dude. You were the last one that was with him or whatever, and basically what was supposed to happen was, if she was up under the mind control, she would have emptied her pockets because he told her to, and then they would have found the poison, and she would have been executed or whatever for trying to kill the king. But since she's not actually under the mind control, she gave herself up and not pulling her pockets out or whatever, but now Belkin knows that she was faking the whole thing. So, you know, forget Belkin, no one cares, but like, whatever. So, she ended up killing Belkin because he had the antidote for the poison that he gave to Cardin, and then like, was bullcrapping with it. She switched like some water out for the actual poison, had the bomb take it back to Cardin, and then basically she was gonna fight him, and she fought him to the death, and she killed him, and then she went back to Cardin, and turns out freaking Taryn came in the room acting like Jude and told him and had her do something. I don't even know, that wasn't made clear, I don't think, what she actually had Cardin do, but basically, yeah, Taryn was basically acting like Jude and made her do something, made Cardin do something or whatever, and he was talking about how much he trusted her and stuff, so he didn't think it was just Taryn or whatever, you know. We just hate Taryn and Glock, and like, these characters are garbage, honestly. But anywho, so she kills Belkin, goes back to the thing or whatever, and she finds this out, and then he's like, blah 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 blah, marry me. And then I'm like, whoa, how did this, what's going on? And then she broke her vows. He was like, I'll marry you if you break your vows right after we get married or whatever. She was like, yes, and she married him, and then she broke her vows, the vows with the service in one day in the year or whatever. And yeah, and I just felt like something was going to happen. I kept having this feeling of dread, like, oh my god, like, I was ready. I was like, no, I wasn't ready, but like, I was feeling it. So they continued on, and then they went out, and everybody was talking about how Belkin had died. They were like, Belkin died somewhere, what's going on? And the people from the sea came back and were like, that's our advisor, like, you killed him, we want justice, or whatever. And they were like, sorry, but we're not doing that because we already let you, like, attack or whatever. So Cardin ended up trapping the daughter of the sea queen or whatever, and basically, like, they can't attack like they were going to. They can't attack the land now because she's gonna die. Like, the daughter's gonna die. So we love Cardin being smart or whatever. Not even under Drew's control. We stand. But anyway, while in the midst of this, what did he feel like? I'm gonna give out justice right now. And I'm like, what? I just had a feeling something was about to snap right here. And then he was like, Jude, do you admit to killing Belkin or whatever, something like that? And then she was like, yeah. And he was like, well, I sentence you, I exile you from fairy world, I send you to the mortal world, and you can't come back unless your life be forfeit. And I was like, are you serious? Like, you just married her. And she was like, what, you can't do this, I'm the queen of Elfame. And everybody was just laughing at her. It was just the worst scene ever. I was very angry at this Hume. Okay, Cardin, I hate him. Like, he can choke. I really just was very mad about this. Like, he was laughing, everybody was laughing at her when she was like getting thrown out. I was just like, oh. And then the next chapter was the epilogue came about, and it was like, the first line of it was like, I lie on the couch in front of the television. Like, I was like, Jude is not a television mortal world girl, okay? She is the queen of Elfham, okay? She is the queen of the folks. And I am triggered that she has been reduced to this human girl. Okay, I'm mad at Cardan and this book. But anywho, whatever. After some days of going over the last few lines of the book and the last few scenes of the book and other things that have been said in the past, I am not as mad as at Cardan because I feel like there could be a logical explanation for this, because at first I was like, this doesn't make any sense. She gave her the vow, she married you, she has been helping you this whole book, why would you exile her? And I really feel like it can't have been just because he just did it. I feel like he did it for a reason, and we're going to find that out in the next book, the last book, whatever. So I'm not as mad as him now, so you don't have to come for me in the comments or whatever. So I did enjoy this book, 4 stars. It was good, okay? It was really good. I really enjoyed myself. I'm excited for Queen to Nothing. And I really need Jude to come out of this prevailing. If every other character dies, I'll be okay as long as Jude prevails. So that was my Wicked King book chat. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked this book as much as I did, or maybe more because it was only 4 stars from me. But anywho, I'll see you guys later with another video. Bye.